Welcome, survivor. Enjoy the view. You see before you the pinnacle of mankind's ingenuity. All of humanity's hopes and dreams carefully nestled within this lifeboat. Each of its shining rings are laden with miracles of science and nature. A paradise where the boundary between the biological and technological has been all but erased. And now all of it is mine. I control this vessel now. I command its evolution, and very soon, its destination. From there, my will shall spread across the cosmos forever, infinite and undying. And there's nothing you or that witless puppet, that shadow of her, can do to stop me. I have already set my designs in motion. Our future awaits, survivor.
What's up, guys? DeshHere. That was the reveal trailer for Genesis Part 2. Now we're going to move straight into the Noglin. I watched this whole reveal stream, so I've got some tidbits to piece together I'm going to tell you about as each thing comes up. But for now, if you enjoy, please hit that subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1K, and I'm always offering you guys some ARK value. So let's look at it at least. Alright, so first up here is the Noglin. It has been said it'll be a bit difficult to tame, but it is overall a bit of a head crab that has some variation of mind control. So, going to be a shoulder mount, very useful. Not sure if it's breedable yet. And they said if you're aware of it, it can be fairly easy to counter. But if you're not, if you get snuck up on by one of these, you might be in for quite an interesting time. Now, this is the egg incubator, and I would think it's safe to say everyone is excited for this bad boy. You power it, it accepts all egg sizes, they confirm that, and then you put the eggs inside, set it to the temperature that you want for the specific type of dino. Like if you're in a raptor, you set it to like that temperature. It'll incubate all of them in there at a slightly increased rate, it sounds like. But not only that, you can also see the colors and stats of the egg before it's even hatched. It's going to be so useful for people who like to breed, which is probably most of us at this point, you know what I mean? This is the first of 3 or 4 biomes that they showed off. They're all in rings around a spaceship, so more on that later, we'll see. But this is the Eden biome, where everything you could need is essentially here. From what they said this would be a place where most people want to build, and there's tons of space for it. This is Genesis 2 is going to be a lot different from Genesis 1, they said, since all of the biomes, it's all open world, you can go anywhere, but the missions are not part of the open world. There's their own spot on the ship that you end up going to do the missions. So no more worrying about having to build in specific spots to avoid, that purple box of a mission zone. So this is the biggest map yet, and I'm so excited. This is just this is Eden. We'll get more of these in a sec. So this is the ammo box, which really should probably be called the turret box, because what it does is you can put ammo for any turrets, manned and automated, into this box, and it will refill them. It'll provide the ammo to those turrets in its range. I don't know if this is a manual function or if it's just completely automatic or what, but it's going to be a huge game changer. Meta's going to be a lot different if this is automated, and regardless, it'll be different. Also, it supplies even to the minigun that you can place down, which we will see later. And here we just have some biome-specific dino skins, much like we saw in Genesis, including a Reaper. So, gonna be some very nice, colorful, aesthetically pleasing dinos in the next map. So moving on, we have the remote camera security system, which is something I'm super excited for. You'll essentially be able to talk through it, do dino whistles, obviously look through it in various locations, and just kind of control various things they didn't go into too much detail on just yet, and I'm excited. And if you look there on the text on the terminal there, it says enemy base. So I'm wondering what the range is on this. Maybe it is the entire map. We'll have to see. But I am hella stoked for this one. Alright, so these are the Shadow Mane dinos. These are very interesting. The male and female have different things that they do. The male has like a confidence roar that'll be a buff to the surrounding dinos. That sounds like AoE. But the female has a cloaking skill that, from what they said, seemed like it cloaked a whole group of dinos. So I'm very curious to see that. And but these are kind of like the assassin dinos, if from what sounds like. They have a dash ability as well that they said was going to be make some really insane combat. And they did confirm early in the stream. They asked everybody, "Do you want this to be breedable?" And the chat was, of course, just like, yes, like tons of yes, filled the whole screen. So they said, well, it'll be breedable. So we'll have to see how that goes, but it sounds like these are confirmed breedable at this time, and I'm so excited for these. So this is another biome concept art. It is the tech trench, as they called it, that separates one part of that Eden Garden biome we saw earlier into a slightly higher ground, slightly more difficult, it sounds like, area of the garden. Also, I should mention that not only is tech suit enabled, which more on that, oh my gosh, you better be excited for tech suit, but also flyers are enabled on this map. So yeah, there's a lot of edges and a lot of flat ground here. They said they're excited to see what we all do. So oh boy, the hover sail, guys, the hover sail. I am so stoked for this. Now, they mentioned at some point in the stream that this was hotbar deployable. You pick it up, it is basically like a hoverboard you can carry around. You can put 2 people on it. They said it is not the fastest thing, but it is very quick. And you can do cool tricks, and when you land the trick, you get a nice speed boost. And it's just all terrain. It's much like the skiff from the sounds of it. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. Put another person on it, and one of them, the devs themselves, was theorizing, oh, you can put another person on it and, you know, run around tranking stuff. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, I'm just so excited for these. This is going to be amazing. Okay, so my excitement is just constantly upticking as I'm looking back at this footage again. And it's just like, this is a loadout mannequin. And ever since I did the end scene credits on Gen 1, and we saw that locker with the Federation tech suit in it, as we now know it's called, I wanted a loadout station. I asked for it multiple times on Twitter. Any opportunity that came up, I was like, hey, this would be great. So I am beyond stoked that this is something that's coming to Genesis 2. This is going to be so useful. You just put stuff in there, armor, hotbar, it sounds like, items maybe. You just equip the loadout, swap it out, equipped it, whatever, and then you're just good to go. One for mining, one for taming, one for, you know, combat, raid defense. Like, oh, let's go, boys, log in, equipped your loadout. Oh, it's gonna be this. I'm just so excited for Genesis 2, guys. Striders. Interesting thing about these is that they're going to spawn. They have different attachments, as you saw. There's the harvesting attachment pictured on screen here that is supposed to be much better and wider than the mining drill, and they spawn with different attachments, and that's just what they have for the rest of their life. So they're not interchangeable or modular from the sounds of it, but it's still very epic to say the least, because there's like offensive, defensive, supportive, and utility, obviously, attachments that these can have. Now, they don't mention anything about it, but it's pretty obvious to me that in the picture there on the bottom right is it totally has like a parasaur fin on it. So I'm assuming that can detect players or teams or something, like a parasaur can as well. So these things are be very interesting. I'm pretty excited about them. So this is the ship, the map, essentially in its entirety. This is kind of just like a lore art that it's explaining kind of why you go to a different area, like inside the ship per se, to do missions, and then the rings are like the buildable locations. So it's really cool, really nice lore idea. Who knows if it like travels or something, but I guess we'll see more on that later. All right, now here we have what is going to be myself and my friends' probably primary weapon, the tech bow. So this thing, they say it has different firing capabilities. It uses element as ammo. It also like deploys apparently, kind of like tech claw style maybe, when you take it out of inventory. So that'll be fun. But you can change the ammo type. They say. At first, I thought they said the firing type, but they specifically said ammo later. So I'm wondering if maybe you can switch between like flame, narcotic, different types of arrows, or not. But essentially it's a tech bow. I mean, that's awesome. You can pull it back all the way and it'll be more like a hit scan weapon, like a bullet, than a comp bow. So I'm very excited to be playing around with this bad boy, but it won't be until March, but I'm still so excited. Alright, the next up release they showed off was the Rockwell Garden Biome. So this bad boy it obviously has some aberration influence, but it is a brand new biome, they said. Very inspired by the protagonist, Rockwell. But I am excited to check this one out. It is going to be a lot more dangerous than the Eden Garden, but they said, I believe, that you can still build there. It'll just be a little more challenging to live on, so probably see a lot of alpha locations there, or, I mean, who knows? Still early. Alright guys, you know how I said earlier that you best be excited for tech? So this is a Federation tech suit, and I will have a video very soon on how you can unlock this as a skin. Right now, I believe most of the pieces, if not all of them, are currently available. I just gotta get the locations to unlock them for you guys and get that video made now for you. But, so obviously this is a skin that you can put on your current tech suit to make it look at this new sleek Federation tech suit style. So if you got crafted tech, you're still in good hands there. But get this, the ship supplies you, everybody gets this tech suit. So I'm assuming you literally just spawn with it, and it can also be a skin. So it sounds to me like if you spawn in, you just have a tech suit, you're set. You know what I mean? They said that they want you to have that mobility of a jetpack, because then they have certain challenges that require that. So it's gonna be wild. We all just spawn with a tech suit or something like that. It's insane. And yeah, I'm excited to see how that pans out. So yeah, Federation tech suit. Man. Alright, so next thing, they did the Federation tech suit. So obviously now they have to take a little step back into the primitive side. This is a canoe that will have options to kind of portage, if you're familiar with that. It's essentially a Minecraft boat. You can literally pick this thing up, go to the next place, travel across some water, run into some land, pick it up again. It's a canoe. So yeah. Alright, this bad boy is the space whale's cousin, the space dolphin, essentially. We got Astrodelphis, now we got Astrodelphis. This bad boy is, from the sounds of it, basically you took the Astrodelphis and you turned it into a Tropio. This is another gonna be like, you engage the tech saddle, you get combative stuff, you speed, it'll be like a Pteranodon at first, then you get some like jet action from the sound of it, along with a laser weapon, I believe they said. So curious to see what that means exactly. Is it like the Astrodelphis doing the pew pew when you shoot the cannon on that thing? Or is it like a laser, like the SS laser turrets that we've seen in the mod or something like that? I'm expecting it to be, we are going to have some crazy dogfights once this map comes out between the Tropios and these bad boys. It's going to be nuts. Don't know if they're breedable yet, but we'll see. Alright, so now we're getting into some more weapons. This is the handheld yet deployable minigun. So, like a minigun, as you would expect, it revs up, shoots, you can hold it, it heats up after a while, and then when you deploy it, it is far more accurate and is better at keeping itself cool. So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting thing to run into. Somebody just carrying around a minigun. I believe it also, they did say it function off that ammo box we saw earlier, so that'll be interesting. So now we finally got a tech pistol as well. This thing can switch from damage to positive damage, healing essentially, and stun, which I believe will be torpor damage. They did say it's a beam projectile, so I don't know if that's like it's continuously firing a beam or if it just shoots a beam, kind of like semi-auto or not. We'll have to see. But that positive damage does excite me the way that they worded that, because that means you get a better one. It'll probably be better at healing and stunning and damage at the same time. They did say that it was gonna kind of have a cap on like the stunning and healing. So if you got like 20 people doing all that at once, it won't instantly knock everything out per se, you know. So they are already thinking of balance with that, of course, as usual. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. That'll be my sidearm of choice if it's as useful as they're hoping it will be. So that's gonna be nice. So this is the last biome concept and second to last reveal. This is what they called Rockwell's innards. They couldn't say much because of how in-depth to the story it is, but this is where we see the noglin at the end of the trailer. So yeah, let's see what this is when we're in game. The last but certainly not least, we have the tech crop plot. They said they really wanted to kind of round out tech things, and yeah, these will be more expensive, but it's supposed to give quite the return. Like, you get far more crops. As long as it's powered, they said you pretty much don't need to worry about it, including, as you could probably tell, it doesn't need direct access to sunlight. So I'm assuming for a tech crop plot, you'll just get like the 300% growth bonus that you would have from a whole garden room. You know what I mean? Glass, essentially, right? Can't think of the word at the moment. Yeah, I'm honestly kind of excited for these. If any of you seen my whole gacha thing, I obviously just need to play it wise, and hopefully you could stack these still. If not, they're cool enough. I'll probably be able to put up with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that is it. That was all the reveals. We got the trailer. I was gonna put the TLC stuff in here, but this is already such a long video, even though I try to keep things concise. So yeah, if you enjoyed, I'm gonna be covering as much Genesis stuff as I can get my hands on. But yeah, so hit that subscribe if you enjoyed. I do have a lot of tutorials and secrets that I kind of reveal for ARK and other survival games. So yeah, if you want to give me a follow or subscribe, I would very much appreciate that. I appreciate you watching as it is. So yeah, hopefully you have a great week, and let me know if you're looking forward to Genesis 2 as much as I am. Peace.